Hello there. No, I am not in my recliner today. I am actually sitting in the spot that I normally sit in for Couch Chronicles. We haven't had one of those in a minute as well. But just know I just did a video because I am 8 months, I'm 8 months pregnant now, as of today. And I just did a video. So I wanted to go ahead and do another video. I wanted to do another video to talk about my first NST scan and so forth. So I'm sorry you're not seeing the belly. What is this? Don't be calling me while I'm trying to do a video. Let me show y'all my little belly right quick. So y'all can't say, well, we ain't even see the belly. It's huge. It's out there, y'all. It's huge. So the belly's still there. But anyway, let's go ahead and try and make this video short because it's not much info. However, oh Lord Jesus, y'all excuse me. This hair is everywhere. Okay. So anyway, let's kind of go over the appointment. So I had an appointment on yesterday, and yesterday's date was what, the 20th? Yeah. So on the 20th, I had an appointment, and let me see if I can bring this down. I'm sorry. I think I'm too high. There we go. So I had an appointment on the 20th with my maternal fetal doctor because she advised me the last time I went in that baby A looks like he's kind of falling off the chart a little bit with his growth, that he is not close to his brother's size, which his brother at the time was measuring 3 pounds and 9 ounces, and the baby A was measuring 3 pounds 4 ounces. So she was a little concerned because the way he has been growing, it's been kind of, doing what it's supposed to do. And then this time here, instead of it being either the same, it kind of dipped. So she was a tad bit concerned that maybe he's not getting enough food, or maybe he's not getting enough through the placenta. Maybe, they check the placenta, they check the umbilical cord and all that good stuff. Everything had really good pulse to it. Everything was flowing to it. So she was like, well, what we're going to do, we're going to kind of monitor baby A a little bit more. I want to start doing stress tests on you. And I want to start, just really paying close attention to the measurement of him. So she advised me that every week for the next 3 weeks right now, as of right now, to have an NST scan. So I went to my first NST scan on yesterday on the 20th. I go next week, and then I go the week after. The week after, on the 3rd week, they're then going to do a growth scan because they want to see how they are growing. So that would make it, okay, so let's see, So I go, let me see, I went the 20th, I go the 27th to her, and then I go the 3rd. Now the 28th, I will have a growth scan already. The growth scan would be with my OBGYN office or whatever. So I'll kind of know how they're growing, but then I'll have another growth scan the week after. Out of breath. So anywho, we went there, and they first did, looked at the amount of fluid and stuff, which baby A wasn't really letting us get enough measurements of the fluid. It was like, okay, baby and hardly no fluid. But he had a full bladder, and I'm like, boy, let that out so you can have some fluid. He had a full bladder, not wanting to use the restroom. And so he, was real active and stuff, so she couldn't really get a lot of things that she needed to get. However, she was able to get portions of what she needed and stuff. Baby B, he's still in the same position, in a U position with his feet over his head, kinda, and he we was able to get all of his things that we needed to get from him. So again, we didn't do any growth checks. We were just kind of making sure heart pumping, making sure they're active, whatever. So I'm so sorry, I'll be losing train of thought really quickly. So after we did all that, we then went to the room to do an NST scan. And what they're monitoring for is, and that's a non-stress test. And so basically what they're looking for is movement for the babies. They're looking for whenever they move, to see if their heart rate accelerate, decelerate, or what it does. And they're also looking to see if I'm having any kind of contractions that they should be concerned about. So anyway, I went in there and they gave me this little clicker. And they said every time you feel a movement, no matter from which, baby, but every time you feel a movement, click. If it's a continuous movement, don't worry about it. Click, 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 click. Just click once and wait. And so then she was like, so the next part would be, she said the next part is that we're following their heart rates and stuff like that. So, baby B pretty much passed with flying colors, It was nothing to look at. Baby A, they were like, I think they needed like 5 segments where the heart, 5 times within that 30-minute time frame for their heart to accelerate when they're being active or when they're moving or something like that. Well, baby A had, a good 3 to 4, and they were like, okay, give us one more. He decides he wants to go to sleep. Now, the whole time doing the ultrasound, he's flipping, he's moving, and not flipping, but he's moving, he's grabbing, he's hitting, he's kicking his brother, he's doing all this stuff. And then when we get there, he decides he's ready to take a nap. I said, really? Really, little boy? So we were shaking him a little bit, trying to get him to wake up and stuff, and all of that. And he eventually did one more, and they were like, okay, we'll go ahead and count that one. And I even drank orange juice, right before we left, because I wanted to make sure that they were kind of, up and at it. But I guess that was comfort food for one of them. Was like, okay, I'm taking a nap, which they both were sleeping, I believe, when we first started the ultrasound, until she started kind of moving it around and pressing. I guess they were like, leave me alone. And so when they woke up, when we got to baby A, she was looking for one more type of, thingamajiggy. And so finally I got him up, and then he, did his little thing. But they still said they want to keep a watch out on baby A, just to verify that, that he's good and stuff like that. What else? She didn't seem, really concerned. She didn't, it wasn't like, okay, like we need to do something about, like, it wasn't like that. It was just like, okay. So she said, you're definitely having contractions. She was like, you're having the good ones though. You're having the ones that you don't feel. And I'm like, shoot, I feel some of them, but the ones that she was catching, I wasn't feeling. I didn't have not one contraction. No, I had one. I'm sorry. I didn't have one in the beginning, but I had one when it was almost over. And I'm having a Braxton Hicks now. Speaking of, every time I mention Braxton Hicks, it happens. When I don't think about it, it doesn't happen. But anyway, she's like, are you getting Braxton Hicks? I'm like, yeah. And she goes, well, how do they feel? And I'm like, they're pretty painful at times. They do sometimes get me out of breath, get me winded, but I'm still able to function and talk through them or move and stuff like that. So it's nothing like the real contractions. So anyway, she was like, well, that's expected and stuff like that, so it wasn't like a really big concern type deal. And so when we left, they were just like, okay, we'll see you at the next appointment, you know. So she was the one whenever, you know, our girls, when my cervix was shortening, she was the one that was like, no, we need to act now. Get her in a wheelchair. Let's wheel her down to the hospital area, blah, 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 blah. And so I know that if it was of a concern or if it was something that was just not good, then I feel like she would have said something. So I feel like we're still going strong, going good. And yeah, so I feel like, you know, all is well with that. So next appointment, I will let y'all know how it went. And I think that's pretty much it, guys. And like I said, hopefully I'll be able to do these small little clips to kind of inform y'all of what's going on as we do everything, because I don't want to have to keep up with everything. So you will start seeing more videos posted, as I told you before. So sometimes you may get 2 or 3 within a week, or even 4 maybe in a week, versus the normal 1 a week that I used to do on just Thursday. So we started doing Friday now, and some days I put 2 up on certain days, so you may get surprised. Also know that a lot of times I do put things on Instagram. Look at my link below. Make sure that you are a part of the Instagram family, because that's where normally I put everything that's going on, especially when I go into labor. Not going into labor, but when I have my C-section, that's where the pictures are going to go first. Because I do have that one private. It's not going to go to my other Instagram. My one that's public is not going to go to that one. It's going to go to the one that's more private. And so on. So if you'd like to be a part of that, make sure that you are linked to Instagram. You know, even if it's just to create an account to, you know, check and see what's going on, be nosy, all that good stuff like I be doing. Cause I be nosy. But anyways, y'all have a wonderful day, wonderful weekend. This video probably not gonna go up until next week. But I do have a cluster of videos that I'm doing to push out. So you will be seeing, like I said, a good few. And other than that, y'all have a wonderful day, like I mentioned. And thank y'all so much. Congratulations to all y'all that just had y'all BFPs. All of y'all that are still trying, don't give up. Look at the story. If you haven't looked at my whole channel, look at it and see where we started to where we are now. Don't give up. Keep going. Keep striving. That little baby's waiting for you, okay? And they already picked you, so they're just waiting. So keep trying, keep pushing, keep celebrating the short milestones and the big ones, the large ones and the small. And just continue, ladies, to be there. The ones that have already had their babies, continue to be there for the ones that are stepping in the shoes of us when we first started. So let's continue to help, you know, every group that comes along. Let's continue to help you know, them and lighten their load a little bit. So again, congratulations to everyone that had BFPs. Congratulations to all those that are still trying on the journey, because that's a journey on itself. And then those that have delivered, congratulations as well. Those that have their babies already and they are toddlers and everything, congratulations as well, because those are milestones too. So I'll talk to y'all later. Bye. I can very well say so far everything's been, knock on wood, very uneventful. And what was I saying?